Right, some breaking news from Manchester United, and they've released their latest set of financial figures, and in those figures they've revealed that it cost the club £14.5 million to sack Erik Ten Hag and various members of his staff. Ten Hag, of course, sacked in October after signing a new contract last summer. Elsewhere, the filings also say that United made a profit of £3.1 million for the quarter. That's down from £27.5 million in the previous quarter. Revenues declined by 12%. We are digesting these figures now, and we will bring you a full breakdown at around 1 o'clock this afternoon. But first, to that breaking news that we brought you in the last hour, and Manchester United have released their latest set of financial figures, which include big payoffs to their former manager Erik Ten Hag and Director of Football Dan Ashworth. Well, senior reporter Rob Dorset joins me now to discuss this. Rob, first of all then, what are the figures?
Well, I've been ploughing my way through them. They're always complicated, these financial reports that we get. But you're right in saying that the headline is, without doubt, just how much it cost Manchester United to get rid of Erik Ten Hag and his backroom staff and Dan Ashworth as their sporting director. I'll quote the bit in their report that highlights that. Exceptional items for the quarter were a cost of £14.5 million. This relates to costs associated with the departure of former men's first-team manager Erik Ten Hag and various members of football staff. That's his backroom staff, but also Dan Ashworth. And I think the Dan Ashworth one's really interesting because, remember, Manchester United paid about £3 million in compensation to hire Ashworth in the first place. They've paid about £4 million in severance to pay him off. That's £7 million that Dan Ashworth cost Manchester United, and he was in place for 5 months. That's not good management, plain and simple. They got that one wrong. I don't think it's a huge shock that elite managers cost a lot of money when you appoint them and then when you sack them. But again, there are question marks, I think, here, because Erik Ten Hag was given an extended contract in the summer, only to be sacked a couple of months later. And one thing that isn't specified in these figures is just how much it cost Manchester United to appoint Ruben Amorim. Presumably that will come in the next quarter of figures. But there were reports that was a £10 million buyout clause with Sporting. 10 million euros, £8.5 million. So that's another big cost. I think it shows just how expensive it is for these huge clubs to change their managers, make big changes at the top. But I think you also have to say it raises some serious question marks over the way Manchester United is being run right now. The bosses at Old Trafford have made some very significant changes, and those changes have cost them an awful lot of money.